Hello everyone, I'm Priyanka Bish from DPS Lamachor. Today in this session, we'll be starting with a new topic of admission of partner, which is revaluation of assets and liabilities. Now what does revaluation of assets and liabilities means? See, with the passage of time, we know that the value of assets or liabilities keeps on increasing or decreasing. So when the firm admit a new partner, it becomes necessary for the firm to revalue their assets and liabilities. Why? Because the new partner should not suffer with the reduction in the value of asset, or he may not be benefited with the increase in the value of asset. That is why the company has to revalue their assets and liabilities. So here the profit and loss of revaluation of assets and liabilities is divided between the old partners in their profit sharing ratio, old profit sharing ratio. And this revaluation of assets and liability is done by opening a new account which is called revaluation account or profit or loss adjustment account. So it is clear that the revaluation of assets and liability is done with the passage of time, and this revaluation is done by opening a new account which is called revaluation account or profit or loss adjustment account. Now we will discuss the journal entry based on revaluation of assets and liability. So first transaction is decrease in the value of asset. So here the value of, when the value of asset decreases, the entry will be revaluation account debit to asset account. See, we have credited the asset account because the value of asset is decreasing. We know that the asset accounts are the real accounts, and the rule for real account is debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So here with the reduction in the value of asset, we will credit the asset account. Next is increase in value of asset. So here the entry will be on opposite. Entry is asset account debit to revaluation account. Increase in value of asset means that asset is coming in the business. So here when the asset comes in the business, that means the value of asset increases. According to the real account, debit what comes in, that is why we are debiting asset account to revaluation account. Now next entry will be for increase in the value of liability. Entry for this transaction will be revaluation account debit to liabilities account. Next entry is for decrease in the value of asset. So we will write the opposite entry for this. Entry will be liabilities account debit to revaluation account. So as we know, we have discussed that the profits of the revaluation account is divided among the old partners in their old profit sharing ratio. So here the entry will be when revaluation account shows profit. That means when the firm is gaining profit, then how it will be divided among the old partners. Entry for this will be revaluation account debit to old partners capital account. As this profit is transferred to old partners capital account, that is why we are crediting old partners capital account. And the entry when revaluation account shows loss, which means the loss will be beared by the old partners in their old profit sharing ratio. Entry will be old partners capital account debit to revaluation account. Old partners capital account is debited because here the old partner have to give some amount for the loss from their capital account. That is why we have debited old partner's capital account. Now here is the format of revaluation account. Revaluation account is the nominal account in nature, and the rule for nominal account is debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains, which means all the expenses and losses of the firm will be recorded on debit side and all the incomes and gains of the firm will be recorded on credit side. So on debit side, we will record decrease in value of asset, increase in value of liabilities, unrecorded liabilities, and the profit on revaluation transferred to old partners' capital or current account in old ratio. So profit will be written on debit side. Now on credit side, we record by increase in value of asset, by decrease in value of liabilities, by unrecorded asset, and by loss on revaluation transferred to old partners' capital or current account in their old ratio. So loss will be recorded on credit side. Now here is the practical question based on revaluation account. This is question number 27 of NCERT, page number 168. Question is, given below is the balance sheet of A and B who are carrying on partnership business on 31st December 2016. A and B shares profits and losses in the ratio 2:1. So balance sheet of A and B is given, where liability side is bills payable amounting to 10,000, creditors 58,000, outstanding expenses 2,000, and capital of A is 1,80,000, whereas capital of B is 1,50,000. Now on asset side it is given cash in hand 10,000, cash at bank 40,000, sundry debtors 60,000, stock 40,000, plant 1 lakh, and buildings 1,50,000. Total of balance sheet is 4 lakh on liabilities and 4 lakh on asset side. Now here the additional information is given that C is admitted as a partner on the date of balance sheet on the following terms. First is, C will bring in rupees 1 lakh as his capital and rupees 60,000 as his share of goodwill for 1/4 share in the profits. Second is, plant is to be appreciated to rupees 1,20,000 and the value of building is to be appreciated by 10%. Third is, stock is found overvalued by rupees 4,000. Then a provision for bad and doubtful debts is to be created at 5% of debtors. And the last is, creditors were unrecorded to the extent of 1,000. Pass the necessary journal entries, prepare the revaluation account and partners capital account, and also show the balance sheet after the admission of C. So according to the question, first we will prepare the revaluation account. As we know, revaluation account is a nominal account where on debit side we will record all the expenses and losses, and on credit side we will record all the incomes and gains. So here, first adjustment is given that plant is to be appreciated to rupees 1,20,000. As we know, plant is an asset, we will record it on asset side, and the value of plant in the balance sheet is 1 lakh rupees and it is appreciated by rupees 1,20,000. So here we will write plant. Amount of plant is increased by 20,000. So here amount will be 20,000. This is the increase in asset. Increase in asset is a gain for the business. That is why we are recording it on credit side. Next is, value of building is to be appreciated by 10%. That means the value of building is also increasing by 10%. So building's value in the balance sheet is 1,50,000. 10% of 1,50,000 is 15,000. So here buildings will be 15,000. Now the third adjustment is, stock is found overvalued by rupees 4,000, which means this is the decrease in the value of asset, and decrease in the value of asset is recorded on debit side. Stock overvalued. It is overvalued by 4,000. Then a provision for bad and doubtful debts is to be created at 5% of debtors. So as we know, provision for doubtful debt is an increase in liabilities. Increase in liabilities is recorded on debit side. So provision is 5% of debtors. Debtors amount is 60,000. 5% of 60,000 is 3,000. So provision for doubtful debts amount is 3,000. Next, creditors were unrecorded to the extent of 1,000. As we know, creditors is a liabilities and unrecorded liability is recorded on debit side. We will write here unrecorded liabilities amount is 1,000. Now we can see which side is having a greater value. So we can see here credit side is having a greater value with the amount 35,000. We will record the same amount on debit side also, 35,000. So this will be the balancing figure. Here we know we record profit transferred to old partners capital account. Here the firm is earning profit. Why? Because credit side is greater than debit side. So old partners are A and B. A's capital account and B's capital account. Balancing amount will be 27,000. Out of this 27,000, A's capital account will be credited with the amount, as old profit sharing ratio is 2:1, which means 2 by 3 of 27,000 will be 18,000, which will be credited to A's capital account, and rest will be 9,000, which will be credited to B's capital account. So this is how revaluation account is to be prepared. Now according to the question, next we have to prepare the partner's capital account. Now here is the format of partner's capital account. Particulars, partner A, partner B, partner C of debit side, then particulars A, B, C partners on credit side. As we know, there are 3 partners, C is the new partner. So here in this side, first we will write by balance brought down, which means the amount of capital brought in by old partners who were A and B. So the amount of capital brought in by A is 1,80,000 and the capital brought in the business by B is 1,50,000. Next, the gain, the profit on revaluation account is divided among the old partners in their old ratio. So we will write here by gain on revaluation account. As we have calculated, profit earned by A is 18,000 and B is 9,000. Now we can see here that C brings rupees 1 lakh as his capital. So we will write here by cash and the amount of capital brought in the business by C, which is 1 lakh. And the rest 60,000 as his share of goodwill for 1/4 share in the profits. So as we know, when the new partner is admitted and if he brings some amount of goodwill, that goodwill is divided among the old partners in their old ratio. So here amount of goodwill brought by C is 60,000. This 60,000 will be divided between A and B in their old profit sharing ratio. So we will write here by premium or goodwill. This 60,000 will be divided as A's ratio is 2. 2 by 3 of 60,000 is 40,000. So the amount of share of goodwill to A will be 40,000 and the rest is 20,000, which will be in the favor of B. Now we will add the total amount of all the three columns. So A's column total amount is 2,38,000. B's column is 1,79,000 and C's column is 1 lakh. So this total amount we will record it on debit side also. 2,38,000, 1,79,000 and rupees 1 lakh. So this will be the balancing figure here. Balancing figure will be written as to balance carried down and the amount will be same, 2,38,000, 1,79,000 and rupees 1 lakh. So now at the end we will prepare the balance sheet of a company according to the question. Here is the format of balance sheet: liabilities, amount, assets, amount. So in the question it is given on asset side cash in hand. We will write here cash in hand amounting to rupees 10,000. Then cash at bank. Cash at bank it is given 40,000, but here we can see C has bring an additional capital of 1 lakh and also 60,000 as a share of goodwill. So this will also be added in cash at bank. So 40,000 plus 60,000 is 1 lakh and plus 1 lakh will be 2 lakh rupees. Cash at bank will be rupees 2 lakh. Then sundry debtors. Sundry debtors amount is 60,000, but as we know there is a provision for doubtful debts also, 5% of debtors. So we will subtract provision for doubtful debts, which is 3,000. 5% of 60,000 is 3,000. So the amount will be 57,000. Then next is stock. Amount of stock is 40,000 and we know in the adjustment it is given that the stock has been overvalued by 4,000. So we will subtract the amount of overvalue of stock, which is 4,000. So 40,000 minus 4,000 is 36,000. Next is plant. Amount of plant is rupees 1 lakh and it is given that plant has been appreciated with the amount 1,20,000. That means there is an increase in the amount of plant by 20,000. So we will add this 20,000 here. So actual amount of plant is 1,20,000. Then buildings. Amount of buildings is rupees 1,50,000 and it has been given that the buildings has been appreciated by 10%. So 10% of 1,50,000 is 15,000. We will add appreciation here, which is 1,65,000. So now we will add the total of amount on asset side, which is 5,88,000. Now on the liability side it is given bills payable amounting to rupees 10,000. Then creditors, which is of 58,000, but in the adjustment it is given that the creditors were unrecorded to the extent of 1,000, which means the liabilities were unrecorded. So we will add unrecorded liability here, unrecorded creditor, which is 1,000. So total of creditors will be 59,000. Then outstanding expenses. Outstanding expenses are rupees 2,000. And at last there will be capitals of all the three partners. In the capital account we have already calculated the amount of capital of all the three partners. So A's amount of capital was 2,38,000. B's amount of capital was 1,79,000 and C's amount of capital is rupees 1 lakh. So total of capital will be 5,17,000. So now we will add all the amount on the liabilities side. Total amount will be same, 5,88,000. So this is how question based on revaluation account, capital account and balance sheet is solved. With this we have completed the chapter admission of a partner. In the next session we will be starting a new chapter. That's all for today. Thank you.